Hello. This is a video more for me than anyone else. I am in my 1996 Ford Taurus, and this is its last ride. Let's turn it on here. Turn on the heater. So, just a little bit of fun facts about this Taurus. It's been in my family. It's a 1996 model, which is the first model of the third generation body design, the slipper, fun. That's what the designer called it. He said it looks like a slipper. Kind of a bubble design. I've seen it called on 4chan a motherfucking bubble butt dildo mobile. And this is unscripted. 1996. It's a G model, so nothing really amazing at all. The camera fell, but I'm driving, so I can't really do anything about it. My family, my grandparents bought it. I'm gonna try to get you a better road. My family bought it. My grandparents bought it in 1997 or 98. And it's been in the family ever since. My grandpa owned this car, and first he owned a Ford Maverick, which was a kind of a sedan in the 70s. Ask your grandparents about it, they'll probably know what it is. Then he bought a 80s second generation Taurus, and that one did good until the transmission went out. We're going to get back to that in a minute. So then, after a while, after that one went out, he went and he bought this car. And it's been in the family since 1997 or 98, so it's about as old as I am. I'm 21 at the time. And he owned it up until around 2015. He was the only person who drove it, and then I got it. I used to ride in the back of this thing when I was a little kid. Back when they used to live in San Francisco, he would take us out to Vacaville, or I forget the name of the malls over there. He'd take us all around, having all sorts of fun, Great time, and you're probably hearing really weird stuff, but that's just, we're gonna get into that. Oh, Jesus. So then, I got my permit around the time I was 17, 18, around there. I was a late bloomer when it came to driving. And I first drove my dad's 1980 Volvo 245 GL. And it was a manual, so I got to learn manual on that. And then my grandpa said, you can take this car and drive it whenever you want. And so I've been driving it ever since. And I remember when I went from the Volvo to this, it was like a sports car. It kicked whenever you did. It had a 6-cylinder compared to the 4-cylinder. It was just amazing to drive. And it still is in a few ways. Now, my grandpa made an agreement with me. He said, you get your license, give the first try, all this stuff, I will give you the car. I took my driver's test, got it right the first time, almost a perfect score. I merged into a lane without looking in my mirrors, and that docked off 5 points, but almost perfect score. And after that, the car was mine. It was still under his name, but he never drove it again. He said, I don't want to drive anymore, you're driving it. And ever since then, it has been my car. It's been in the family for almost 21 years, and honestly, it got a lot of flack from my friends, you know, that it was a poor person's car, it was old, it was crappy, but honestly, it wasn't even that bad. It was mainly, it's a mid-90s sedan with power options. I don't know what you expected from it more than that, but, it worked great. I took it everywhere. I've gone from like San Francisco in this car. I've gone to Portland in this car. I accidentally ended up in Washington one time in this car. I mean, it's been up and down the West Coast so many times. Come on, you can make it up. Come on. There you go. But now, it was not a perfect car. The first car that I wanted, my first dream car, was an 80s Pontiac Trans Am, like Kit from Knight Rider. I'm a fucking nerd. That's the car that I wanted. But I ended up getting this one for free, and you know, when you get a free car, you bitch and moan, but you take the free car, so it was, you know, already a little, you know, yeah, with me, but I love this car, man. I love it a lot. And that's what makes the next part hard to talk about. It was never super duper, I took good care of it. You know, I put gas, you know, I put oil in it, I changed it. Up until recently, I, you know, kept a tab on it. I kept a tab on the my miles per gallon. My friends would look at me like I was a fucking idiot when I pulled out my calculator and took my miles per gallon down. And they just look at me like I'm stupid. It was a good car. And then in April, I would take my friend to Wairika for his birthday. It was his 21st birthday. I was going to buy him alcohol. And we, speedometer dies. Speedometer just goes out. And I'm like, what the hell? So, we try to fix it, and we find out that it is the speed sensor is gone. So I drive it without a speed sensor for a while, which, you know, isn't the best idea. But when you're low on money and you're trying to pay off a credit card, you know, this kind of shit you gotta deal with. So I drove without a speed sensor for a while. It's getting horrible gas mileage. And then around, July, August, I fixed the speed sensor. June, July, or August. In the summer, I fixed the speed sensor. And it works good for a while. And then about a week after, it starts really hard shifting. Just like fucked. It'll just chunk. And it was really, really bad. And I got pissed off. Me and my dad looked at it, and it was bone dry. Transmission was bone dry. So while I was driving it without the speed sensor, it had just it just gone through all the transmission fluid and just dripped it out or burned through it. I'm not exactly sure what. And I never really checked the transmission fluid, so we put more in it. We got it. And we were like, okay, hopefully we should be good. Hopefully, you know, it'll keep working, but that was kind of the beginning of the end. And I would have to drive it basically like this. I would have to put it into first. I would have to get up to 3,000, 3,500 RPM, and then go into drive. The Taurus doesn't have a 1, 2, 3, 4, it just has 1. So, you know, we're kind of fucked there. So, I'm doing that, and, you know, it's working fine. at first it's perfect. The first few months it works fine. And then part way, maybe, gosh, fuck, I'm not really sure. 1 or 2 months ago, it started shifting harder, and we checked the fluid. Fluid was fine. It was just getting to the point where it was done. So we put more. I put more fluid in there just in case, but because it had gone through a little bit of it, but kept shifting kind of hard, and then today it started this new problem where I will start it up in first, and then I will put it in to third, or I'll put it into drive, and it'll stop. It'll go into neutral for a few seconds, for 5 seconds, and then it'll drop into drive. And I actually took this ride I'm doing right now, and it was not good. It's doing better tonight, might be because it's cold or something, but I thought I was going to get stranded on the road. So I'd been looking at new cars. I'd been kind of avoiding dealers because dealers fucking suck and are money grubbers. But I don't know, man. It's I think I have a few cars picked out: a Ford Focus, Mazda 3, a Mustang. And I mean, those are fun. It's going to be more fun. One of them's a manual, one of them's a Mustang. So Mustang V8 too, by the way. So that's going to be cool. But just something about this car, something about how it handles. Something about how 4 doors, pretty spacious seats for what it is. It's just a nice car, and it's I was talking to my coworker's husband. He he's a mechanic for a Chevy dealer, and he basically said, he said, your car is, on a good day, if I took absolute care of it like my grandpa had, which sorry grandpa, I didn't. Soda got spilled, trim got fucked up, normal first car things, but it would be worth $1,500 on a good day, and that would be without a destroyed transmission. The transmission itself to rebuild or get done is going to be $2,000, so it's worth more than the car is on a good day. Oof. And so we've gotten to the point. Let's see if it does it. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, there we go. It's now gotten to the point where it's worth more to repair than the car is worth. And it's, it's not a Mustang or a Camaro or, any sort of car that's really, worth keeping. It's, it's time to move on. And this is kind of a celebration, the last ride of the 1996 Ford Taurus. I called her Tori. It was a little stupid, a little, one of my friends didn't know that I actually named my car, and I texted him and I'm like, Tori's dead. And he's like, who the fuck is Tori? And I'm like, oh, my first car is dead. He's like, you named your car Tori? And I'm like, shut the fuck up. People do it all the time. Oh, there's a Taurus. Same generation too. Come on. Ugh. And it may not be perfect. Come on, you can make it up the hill. Ugh. There you go. It may not be perfect. It may it outlasted 3 of my other friends' cars though, so it's got that going. it's got that going for her. My friend had a 1998 Toyota Camry. Although I don't think that one was really broken. I think he just got rid of it. But, you know, it outlasted that one. It outlasted my friend's 95 Plymouth Voyager. He hit me with that car. That's another story for another time. That one got rod knock, and he got rid of it. He, you know, scrapped it. It outlasted that same friend's, 98 2000 Acura TC or some shit. I'm not sure what it's called. Little Acura 2-door. That one's transmission also went out. It's the same thing this one's doing. But I mean, it outlasted it all. If I caught that one problem, and still probably be going to this day. One time it dumped all of its coolant when me and my friends were going to go look at colleges. So I kind of took that as a work from God to not go to college. But other than that, it got kind of weird when it breaks. I don't know if you can hear it here. The ABS terminal went out. So when I went to slam on the brakes for an emergency stop in San Francisco, it just skidded down the highway. And come on, you're good. And it tires got really fucked up, but they're still working. It's sad, you know. She served the family well. That's what my coworker's husband said. He said, it's time to look for a new car. He said, you know, it's, if you really absolutely love it, and I do love this car, but it's also time to move on, take a new path. He said, if you truly love this car, you know, don't want it gone, you can put a new transmission in it, but it's not going to be worth the money. And the transmissions used in these cars are known for going to shit, so the fact that this one worked for so long is actually pretty surprising, but he said it's not going to be worth the trouble. And I told him, you know, yeah, I said, you know, it's kind of sad. It was in my family, you know, for 20 years, you know, pretty much since the year it was released, it's been in my family, so he just said, yeah, served the family well, and, you know, got through two generations of my family. Did a great job. We are coming up to my house here. Let's see. Go for it. We're gonna park her for what's probably gonna be the last time. I'm not sure if I'm gonna take her to work tomorrow and the next day, but she's not gonna go on any more long rides like this. That's for sure. Person in front of me has a Taurus too. It's a better trim level than mine. Let's get one final shot of her from the front. '96 Ford Taurus. Salute you.